Welcome to Morocco. Dun 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 dun. In September 2012, we decided to spend 10 days traveling around Morocco. We started in the north of the country in Marrakech. We stayed there for 3 days, taking a side trip up to the Atlantic Ocean. We headed south, over the high Atlas Mountains, to spend a couple nights in the desert, and finally, we ended with 2 nights in the imperial city of Fez. This is how most people get around Morocco, in a grand taxi, a big old yellow Mercedes that roams around the desert and picks up people at random. This is how we got around, our Toyota Land Cruiser driven by our guide, Lawson. Our first stop was Essaouira, a picturesque walled-in fortress of a city famous for its little fishing fleet and its ancient walls. The highlight of our time in Essaouira was going to the little fish market, where we got to actually pick out our fish, then bring it to a place where they grill it up for you. But Essaouira was just a day trip. Our first home base was Marrakech.
Welcome to Jama El Fana.
This is BBC.
Yeah.
This is CNN.
This is one of the biggest squares in the world, in the middle of the old city in Marrakech. There's the mosque at the end there, and there's snake charmers and monkeys and all sorts of craziness going on. As you can tell, Nikki had a lot more fun playing with the snake charmers than I did. The back alleys of Marrakech are filled with artisans making crafts the same way they have for hundreds of years. The main square is transformed every night into the world's biggest food court.
We are in Shamir, the main square in Marrakech. We are eating at food stall number 1 tonight. Last night we ate at number 42. And if you want to turn around and see all the selections.
One of the reasons we got a private guide was so that we could see things off the regular tourist track. Things like this, a Berber coming-of-age festival. After 3 nights in Marrakech, we headed south. We drove over the high Atlas Mountains on our way towards the Sahara Desert. Looks like the pictures from Afghanistan. This area of the country, just over the Atlas Mountains before you get to the Sahara, is famous for its Casbahs.
Rock the Casbah.
That is a very famous Casbah behind me. I can't pronounce it, but when this gets up on YouTube, I'm going to flash the name on the screen. There it is. Very cool. We just walked out of town a little ways. This is where we are. There's a camper heading up into the little village. And there's Nikki going off to find some pictures. This is the road of 1,000 Casbahs, or the Casbah Trail. Salam. Outside of Ouarzazate in Morocco. Salam! Salam, salam. 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 The landscape in this region stood out for its incredibly fertile fields that were surrounded by dry, arid mountains. The area was recently made famous for its appearance in a Cadillac commercial. The Daddish Valley from the Cadillac commercials. The area was full of deep gorges and fast-flowing rivers. We got to hike this one called the Tundra Gorge with our guide, Hasim.
This is the meat market in the souk in Rizani.
Rizani was a little desert outpost town we stopped to have lunch in.
You can touch them if you want. Go ahead. Go to the middle there.
This is a donkey and mule parking lot in Rizani for people who are at the souk. They can leave their donkey here. Eventually, we made our way to the desert and spent one night camping in the Sahara.
Here we are, we're just watching the sunset in the Sahara.
What's behind you?
Our royal steeds, Jimmy and Omar.
We got to go sandboarding in the desert one day. As it turns out, there's a lot more friction on sand than there is in the snow. About to try and sandboard down the dune.
I think the grade on this climb was about, I don't know, 60, 70.
Going back to our riad in Marzouga. This is the little town of Marzouga. There's our riad over there, the Kasbah looking building. Very nice place. And Marzouga is like a little outpost town right on the edge of the Sahara. We are gonna get back in, shower up, change, and head back to, well, not back to, but head to Fez. One of the most incredible things about Morocco was how quickly the landscape changed. Only hours outside of the desert, we went through a cedar forest that happened to be filled with monkeys. Nikki is feeding the monkey an apple. Oh, he just took it!
Here.
Oh yeah, give it to the one in the tray. Oh, he wants it again.
This little guy.
Monkey! Look, it's a monkey! No, wait. Oh my gosh. On the other side of the mountains, back in the northern part of the country, was our final stop, the walled-in imperial city of Fez. This is Fez from above. It's hard to tell from here, but the entire city is nothing but a maze of ancient, winding alleyways.
Here we are at the ancient tanneries in Fez.
These are the exact same dye pits that they've been using for 1,000 years. Fez, like Marrakech, had a large number of artisans. This was our riad in Fez, a 15th century palace, hidden away from the chaos of the city behind thick concrete walls. Nikki loved this couch. And with that, we've come to the end of our journey in Morocco.